everybody, we're up at the top of the hill in Gairloch now, looking down in the village. Still a bonny view, even a wee bit of blue sky. Now, can you mind at school learning poems like the Puddick, It Wasn't His Wyte, and the Penny Whistle, the Whistle by Charles Murray? I mind It Wasn't His Wyte. I can't mind it all, so I've got my paper here to remind me. So here's the first verse. It wasn't his wyte, he was buried so late, and him with some muckle to be. He'd the rabbits to feed, and the foggy to keep, and the hens to hitch into the lee. The mason's mere sign he set up in the close, took with the ladle full keen, and ruined the rough bones with a blade for the leaves, like tacky but lift to the main. Ripened his butchers and counted his bulls, the reed chicken pitcher and all. Took the yearlings four eggs for his bonnet and fegs, then gorbled their fighty to glaw. But forth came his mother, and shouted him in, though surely prigged to wait. He word of this in the morning, my lad, but it wasn't his wyte he was late. He was raxing himself and rubbing Ethan he rose. And far was his bonnet, and far was his beats. Far had been touching his clays. Ah, his porridge was caul, they'd forgotten the sat. There was o'er muckle meal in the tap. Was this all the buttermilk? Far was his spoon, and far had been biting his pap. His pints wasna tied, and the backs o' his lugs knowed some sma attention as weel. But it wasna gin as it was the Sabbath he ken, and onything gives for a squeal. Wi' his piece in his pooch, he got roaded at last, wi' his bukes and his scally and slate. Gin the wagget awa and the kitchie was slaw, well, it wasna his wyte he was late. The fight-whiskered cat wi' her tail in the ear convoyed him as far as the barn. Syne munching his piece, he set off by his lane, though nae very well and I'll swear. The Caird road was dubby, the track through the wood, although maybe langer was best. But fin louping the dyke, a stane chackers flew out, and he hunted a fowl for her nest. Syne he clodded wi' yowies, a squirrel he saw, teeting roon for the back o' a tree. And Jinket the gamey, out tumming his girns, a ragey old billy was he. Ah, this was a hinder, and up the moss side he ran noo it sick in a rate, that he fell in the heather and barked at his shins. See, it wasna his wyte he was late. Astride the wind casting larrick he sat, and piked for roset to chaw, till a bertic, sair frickened, ran trailing its wing, they had cheapers to tryst him awa. He cried on the dryster when passing the mill, got a lunt o' his pipe in a news, and his oxter pooch managed wi' shillings to fill, a treat that came to his dues. Syne he waded the lade and crept under the brig, to hear the gig's thunner a bean, and a rotten plumped in and gaed sweeming awa, afore he could gather a steam. He hovered to Harry a froggy bee's bike, nae far for the mole catcher's gate. And the skeel, it was in, or he counted his stangs. But it wasna his wyte he was late. He tried in his days to creep bane to his seat, but the snuffy old dominie saw, snaked there in his desk like a weaver that waits for a flea in its wabbit awa. He tell't o' his tumley, but fit was the east, with a money and sick an old team. And fit was a wap with a spangy or twa, or tag, nae hands that were hard as a steam. Now gin he had gritten, it's brawly he kent, who crows a the lassie would craw. For the morning afore, he had scattered their limbs, and dung down their hoosies and a'. Wi a gully to hooey, though seen he'd get o'er, the why he'd been hunnelled by fate. It was coor still, and on to be walloped like thon. Fin it wasna his Wyte he was late. It's 30 years syne, said ye, it's 40 or mair, sin we were last looked at school. The Dominie's deed and forgotten for lang, and our book learning as well. The size of a perk with the gussets left out. We'll quest guy and near I dare say, or the weg to a stot we wouldna gang far, gin we tried new the countin in grey. Effectual calling we canna run through, for kent it ains clear as a text. We can say man's chief end, and the shorter commands, but fit was the reasons annexed. Our heads might be riddled for a' they had, o catechist, countin or date. Yet I'll wager we mind on the morning lang sign, fin it was the our Wyte we were late.